Okay, so here's the deal. This is not my first recording of this. I tried recording yesterday, and the audio just did not register, or I plugged in the microphone too loosely, so yeah, I'm basically starting everything from scratch again. So that's fun. So what's the goal for this Kirby Forgotten Land playthrough? Obviously collect all the Waldies, also collect all the Starries, do the post-game, collect all the collectibles for the post-game, do all the treasure roads, of course, and evolve all the copy abilities. We also got mini-games to do. I'm gonna try and find time to do the mini-games. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, as far as collectibles go, is one of the most dense Kirby games, I think, because there's just a lot of stuff to collect. Which is great. That's one of my things that I like most about Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Or what makes Kirby and the Forgotten Land such a blast to play, the main story and the post-game story, because there's a lot to collect. In general, the game feels a lot smoother to play on 60 FPS. Like, I know it's not much of a difference for other people, but it's definitely makes a difference to me as I'm playing it right now. I wish I could, show the game in its maximum resolution, but I'm not sure if my recording software can handle that. Oh, speaking of which. Beautiful. I'm sorry if I'm not as enthusiastic for this playthrough as I probably should be, because it's like I'm playing Kirby and the Forgotten Land for the second time in the span of 2 days, because of the fact that my audio just did not register. So I'm basically doing everything from scratch all over again, and if I'm repeating something, then it's not going to be as special a second time, I can tell you that much. In general, I wish I could go back to 2022 and play Kirby and the Forgotten Land for the first time again, because that first playthrough was so special, but it was also special because it was a mostly co-op playthrough of the game, because I was playing with Saltmaster, and that was a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of differences between this playthrough and the one I did in 2022. For starters, instead of just rushing to the end of the game, I'm actually going to be 100%ing it. Or, well, 100%ing it as much as I can. The gotcha figurines I'm on the fence about doing, but I think I can just do them off-screen recording. Or no, not off-screen recording, just off-screen. This is the Switch 2 version, that's the second difference, and as you can see, it enhances the frame rate, but it also adds new content that I have not covered in the 2022 playthrough of the game, because, well, it's a Switch 1 edition, and the Switch 1 edition doesn't have the extra content. So basically what I'm saying is, even though this is basically the same game again that I'm doing for the channel, strap your ass in for the ride, because I think it's going to be a worthwhile experience anyways. Fun fact, I actually did a sing-along of this song on Blue Sky, which you can check out, by the way. I'm on Blue Sky. But yeah, this is one of my favorite intro cutscenes of any video game ever. It's not only just a good tutorial stage, but then it ends off, well, it doesn't end off with this, but it has this as the crowning center of it all, that really makes you seem like you're about to go on a big ol' adventure in this Forgotten Land, and it's just, it's so good, it's so good. I love this game, and I'm very glad that it got updated with the Starcross World. I do have my pros and cons with Starcross World. It's definitely not as perfect as the base game, but that is just an unrealistically high expectation for it to be as good as the base game. It's more Forgotten Land. It's more of an excuse to play Kirby and the Forgotten Land. At the end of the day, it's fun. It's not anything offensive at all. It does make me curious as to how we'll do with the next Kirby game, if it's going to be 2D or 3D. I know that they said that they're going to mix in 2D and 3D games, but I'm only going to know for sure once the evidence is actually out, because I feel like they could just go the 3D route and nobody would mind, but I wouldn't mind if they did a mix of 2D and 3D. I think 2D has a lot of potential as well. Get out of here. What's up, Alphalin? How you doing? Always kind of funny how Elflin managed to coordinate a dance with Kirby, even though just meeting him for the first time. Like, he literally saved him, like 5 seconds ago, and he can already coordinate a dance with him. It's just, I don't know. Is this the power of Elflin's psychic powers? Anyways, I've seen this story before. Exposition. Waldies are captured, and there's only one person, to complete the job, and that's me and my pet rat, or pet chinchilla. Sorry. Well, I mean, there's also a third person in Bandanity, but I already said that he's not gonna be in this playthrough because, well, I have no one else with me at the moment. I'm not sure if there's gonna be a lot of jump cuts in this playthrough to where I can say like, oh, I wouldn't recommend that you use this video as a guide, because there's gonna be a lot of jump cuts and I'm just gonna be, skipping over some collectibles. But I feel like for the fact that this is a playthrough of the game bit by bit instead of a all-in-one type video, I feel like with the fact that I'd be a lot more sparse with the jump cuts, or like the jump cuts won't cut as much space because it's multiple parts instead of just one part. I also didn't really talk much about the mouthful mode, but it's like one of my favorite gimmicks that Kirby has ever made. It's basically just it's on a similar level of fascinating as the abilities in mixed abilities in Kirby 64. They're ultimately really simple, but they're really fun to use, and they have the benefit of being in a game like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which is not complete garbo to move around in compared to Kirby 64, so that's great. Alright, here we go. No, that was a horrible attempt. First try, baby. First try, baby. I did that first try. I'm so good at this game. Yeah, you can do that. You can just... Oh my god. How am I not hitting him? Excuse me? I was hitting him this entire time. Bro, this game sucks. Oh my god, you pissed me off so much, Wild Edge. Get out of here. Okay, so that's the first hidden Waldy out of 3 of them. The second one is gonna come very shortly. First, peep this background wallpaper material. You know, I actually feel like Kirby and the Forgotten Land going in the direction of making things simpler but wilder for the Kirby formula compared to the 2D games, which keep things mostly safe, but on the other hand, it's a lot more complex. It's inherently a lot more complex. It's like Pokemon Legends Arceus to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like, I don't prefer Pokemon Legends Arceus, so I guess that's a horrible example. Meanwhile, for Forgotten Land, I do like it compared to most other Kirby games, but it's not because of the combat. Well, the combat does feel really good, but like, it's more so just everything relating to Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Like the presentation, the story, the soundtrack, the levels themselves, and the ideas that the game has that makes it such a treat. First try, baby. I'm so good at doing that now. Okay, so I think that's everything in level 1 complete. Yep. I have to be very careful not to miss anything because repeating stages is not something I want to do. I want to just get everything done super quickly because like I've been through this. I've been through these motions before so many times. Through the Tunnel is probably one of my favorite level themes in the entire game. Like, I think it's so I think it's an underrated theme, to be honest. I feel like I can say that comfortably because I do not hear anyone talking about Through the Tunnel. It's a pretty good song, actually. I listened to it. I've listened to it on loop since like 2022 when it first came out, because I just always found it to be super I'm dead. Fuck. God damn it. Can't be swearing already. Over Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Or me playing the game normally. Nah, I can't be doing that. T-up. Oh yeah, the second level of the game through the tunnel also introduces the fire ability. And Fire Kirby in this game is so much fun. Like, it's actually ridiculous how good Fire Kirby feels in this game. It compared to, well, I mean, I liked Fire Kirby in other Kirby games, but it's this game that made me appreciate fire because, like, so fun for speedrunning. I can do like multiple fireballs in the air. It's so nice. In general, I feel like I like the game's design philosophy of making the abilities more simple, but at the same time, enhancing those same abilities so that they feel a lot more powerful than usual. Which is why Hammer has like only 2 moves, but those 2 moves combo together really nicely, and in general, Hammer just does so much damage. Sword has like the most moves out of any copy ability in this game, but it's nothing compared to how many moves it had before. But it doesn't matter because it still feels good to use. It still feels free flowing, and in general, the pace of the ability is much better compared to other Kirby games, I think. Tornado doesn't have any of the moves it had in Return to Dreamland, which would be a shame, but being able to scoop up stars and then chuck them at the enemy during combat is so much fun. Same with Needle. Needle can do that as well. It's basically Katamari Damacy. I've never played that game before, but I know that its gameplay style feels like it takes inspiration from that. Either that or it's basically just an expanded version of what we saw in Kirby 64, which again, I feel like that's what this game is. Game's copyability design philosophy mimics, and it mimics it pretty well. Would like to see more of it in the future. So if I'm correct, this is the very last quality that we have to collect. We already got all the hidden qualities and stuff. Alright, and that's the second level complete. Which means that we also get access to 2 of the 7 treasure roads of this world. Okay, so here's the thing about the treasure roads. They're responsible for collecting rare stones, which I'm going to be using to evolving copy abilities, of course. I'm not going to worry too much about the going for the target times in this playthrough of the game. If I miss a target time, then I'll just do it off screen. It's not even required for 100% anyways. You just have to beat the treasure road. But I like going for the target times anyways because it gives me that little extra gratification, like, oh yeah, I really did well for this level. It's a much healthier version of the challenge stages in Kirby Return to Dreamland and Return to Dreamland Deluxe, with the like challenge stages and all that, because like they're not beating them is to what platinum medals is not required for 100%, but if you do them, then you're in for a world of pain because they basically require complete perfection, compared to Forgotten Land's challenge stages, which require you to be good, but they don't require too much of you, aside from like a couple of stages. Which I think is fine. It definitely makes the process of going for true 100% a bit less tedious in this game compared to Return to Dreamland. Nice. I'm gonna try and do something. And I'm gonna do this. I miss horribly. Oh my god. Okay, so we're just gonna ignore that attempt, okay? We're just gonna ignore that attempt. It didn't happen. Okay, cool. We beat the level. Oh my god. That did not need to be as close as it did. I was doing so well. That's probably my least favorite level in World 1, Rocky Rolling Road, but that's not because it's bad, it's because the other stages are just better. Which I can say the same for basically every single level in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. There's not a single bad regular level. All of them are really well crafted. And I enjoy all of them. But there's obviously some that are better than others. Like the best World 1 level is yet to come. But that's not going to discount the other... Okay, we're just going to pretend that didn't happen. The Ranger ability is an ability that I grew less fond of over time. Like, it's definitely not the... an ability I dislike. Far from it, in fact. But, like, it's just that it really could have been so much... it really could have been so much more, especially compared to Archer and... even Cupid, actually. Cupid has omnidirectional movement with flight and all that. Archer has a more expanded moveset and is just super broken. Meanwhile, Ranger keeps things super simple, which is fine. In the context of Forgotten Land, it's definitely a pretty good ability. Especially for doing true arenas and stuff, but in general, like, nothing wrong with Ranger at all. I just really hope that it doesn't get transferred over to the 2D Kirby games, if they're still making 2D Kirby games, because like then Ranger will get heavily usurped because it doesn't really offer much other than just shooting stuff. And then we have this section, which is like, don't fall off the stage. No problem. I wasn't planning on falling off the stage anyways, but if I don't fall off the stage, then I get a Waldy out of it, so... you have to exercise, like, a little bit of caution, just a little bit. I don't know if this counts, but this is one of those 2-for-1 type Waldies or type collectible situations, where en route to getting the proper hidden Waldy, there's also another Waldy that you can collect. Like, I know there's one section in World 5 where it's like, do some diligent digging, be sure to dig everything in the ground, and it's like, I was already planning on doing that, but, because of the fact that there's a hidden Waldy at the end of the room, the challenge room, but, good to know that I'll get 2 Waldies for the price of 1, basically. There's also the Howl Room, and this is one of my favorite things to do in the Howl Room. Just scooping up blocks and stuff like that. All the collectibles. I remember when I used Hammer Kirby in Forgotten Land for the first time, I was a bit disappointed by how simple it felt compared to the 2D Kirby games. But then I realized that just like all the other abilities in Forgotten Land, Hammer is absolutely absurdly stupid in this game. Because they made the fundamentals of the ability so much better. Like, it's fun to move around with the ability because of the hopping around with the hammer, or bouncing off the hammer after doing a hammer spin in the air and then touching the ground. And also a hammer flip is broken as hell. Hammer flip is back to being in its former glory. Despite being a charged move, it's a really good charge move. And here's the thing, if you, in order to do the Fire Treasure Road in level 5 or World 5, you have to know that if you hold down the ZL or ZR button while you're in the cannon, then the fuse goes to the cannon much faster. They didn't teach me this knowledge in the... when it's needed, but whatever. That's the one treasure road that I really dislike. But the caveat of this is that it makes doing this treasure road so unbelievably easy. In general, I like the fire treasure roads, but I definitely don't like the ranger treasure roads as much. They're pretty annoying, especially since I have to stand completely still in order to shoot my shots. I didn't think that was gonna hit. I also didn't think that was gonna hit. My aim has been sloppy. Where was I aiming? Excuse me? Hello, Kirby. Not where you're supposed to be aiming, buddy. Alright, we're going to the mall. We're getting our daily groceries in. So, yeah, chat, tell me what you want me to buy at the store. I say that like it's a live stream, but it's not. It's just a regular recording. But I have a habit of just saying chat a lot. Okay, so that's donut number 1. I have to collect all the donuts. There's an invincibility candy that's just gonna lead to me getting another Waldy. And this is one of those 2-for-1 situations because, yeah, there's a Waldy right there. And it's like, oh, cool. I mean, I was planning on getting that Waldy anyways with the invincibility candy, but, yeah, I get rewarded for doing both, so it's like, that's pretty cool. So if I go through here, I don't really need to check the maps because I know where to go. Like here we got the burger place with all the Awoofies. That's what I like about Kirby and the Forgotten Lands enemies sometimes. They're just vibing with the level. Like these guys are hard coded to just not do anything except stare at the food because they want to eat it. So I'm just gonna be a jackass and eat the food and also kill your friend in front of you. And there's nothing you can do about it. But I'm also gonna kill you as well because I don't want to have any witnesses to robbery and murder. So I know you might be wondering, is this version of Kirby and the Forgotten Land better than the Switch 1 version? And the answer is absolutely hell no. Because of the fact that they got rid of the hammer jump glitch, and it's like, come on, that was my favorite glitch in all of Kirby. That was one of the only glitches in all of Kirby Forgotten Land, and they patched it out. They took away Hammer Sauce, and considering how much of a fan of Hammer I am, I'm like, my friendship has ended with how Mario is not my new best friend. Well, excuse me, Donkey Kong, because Donkey Kong got a new 3D platformer. Meanwhile, Mario is selling Mario Kart for $80. I joke, obviously, but at least now there's a reason to go back to playing the Switch 1 version because of the fact that it actually has the hammer jump click. So it's like the best of both worlds. You get to, well, I mean, not really the best of both worlds, but like, if you want the hammer jump glitch and only the hammer jump glitch, then the Switch 1 version exists. That hasn't been patched out in that version of the game. But if you want to focus on the new stuff, then there's a Switch 2 version, in which case you're probably not thinking too much about the hammer jump glitch anyways. Because for some reason HAL doesn't like patching their games after they release it for the first time, and this is like the one time scenario where it actually works out in their favor, because now you got 2 versions of the game, the 30 FPS messier version of it, and this version of it which is much cleaner. I'm once again being an absolute asshole to the Awoofies, just stealing all their food. I'm not gonna kill any of the Awoofies this time. Like, yeah, you see those guys? These guys are just going down the escalator. It's like, you guys are doing such a good job trying to protect Leon Guard's base all the way in World 6. You guys are just doing such a good job to oppose me. It's really great. But yeah, that's one of those little things that Kirby and the Forgotten Land does that makes the game a lot more charming, makes the levels a lot more charming. Once again, harping on the Dragon Fire Treasure Road in World 5, the Ice Storm literally has a tutorial on how to use it, and it's like, I don't know why the Treasure Road in World 5 doesn't have that. Maybe it does, and I'm being stupid, but I don't remember seeing that, and it made me so confused. I was like, what was I doing wrong the first time? So yeah, I don't really get it. I don't understand it. You have tutorials here, but you don't have tutorials for other treasure roads. I don't get it. You might think that we're done with all the level 1 treasure roads, but oh no, there's some hidden ones. And the hidden ones are typically much harder than the treasure roads of that are just unlocked naturally. And they are also focused around mouthful modes instead of abilities, which is pretty cool. There's one treasure road in particular in the next world that's coming up that I'm like super terrified of. If you play the game, you know the one that I'm talking about. And there's also a bunch of treasure roads in World 6 where it's like, they make me scared just thinking about them. And here's the next treasure road that's hidden, based on the vending mouth. Vending adventure. I think you mean an adventure. I just feel like crying at this point. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna hold forward. I'm just gonna hold forward. I don't care. I'm dead. Hold forward. Hold forward. Hold forward. You know, I don't care. Invincibility frames. Go gadget invincibility frames. I don't care. I'm probably going to die in this level if this pace if this keeps up. But I don't care. I want that target time. Oh, okay, healing item, cool. That's what I like about the vending mouth. It just spews out healing items. It's not as broken though as the refrigerator from Kirby 64. Oh my god, that ability is just not okay. How you can just spawn infinite healing items. It completely devalues them, and the healing items are used as projectiles as well. It's like, brother. Anyways, I have to sadly part ways with my hammer ability. In order to beat the funny monkey, we have to use the sword ability, because one of the requirements for beating the funny monkey, Gorimondo, is you have to use the sword ability. On top of that, you also cannot get hit. You have to defeat him before 2 minutes are up. And you have to slip under his legs. Because why not, I guess. So let me just not be stupid for a moment. Sick. Nice. Nice. Because of how little damage I'm doing, it's super stressful whenever I have to do this type of challenge, because like I'm not dealing the most amount of damage. Whoa. You're not beating me this time. You're not beating me this time, Gorimondo. I'm far too skilled at Kirby games. Nice. 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 I did that first try. I usually never beat Gorimondo first try. I'd usually get clipped by the legs, or just by any singular attack or anything like that. And if I'm correct, that means that I collected every single Waldy in Natural Plains, right? Yep. Nice. So yeah, as you can see, Waldy town isn't really reformed yet. There's going to be a lot more buildings that will unlock throughout the game at a much quicker pace than I was doing before, because of the fact that I'm actually going for the Waldys. But at the moment, we have a gambling simulator and this, which gives me access to all these abilities, and I can also evolve them when I have the right amount of money and the right amount of rare stones, and also the blueprints for being able to evolve them. In general, I love the idea of evolving copy abilities. It's like evolving Pokemon. They're basically built-in difficulty sliders, because obviously the later stages of abilities scale well with the rest of the game, whereas the base form abilities get really shafted, especially in the post game, where you probably don't want to be using first stage abilities on post game bosses where not even third stage abilities are enough to make them completely free, you know? So yeah, different difficulties, different play styles with more reward and whatnot. It's just a really sick idea. It's a neat... I can't really call it an expansion of what Squeak Squad did, even though it kinda is, instead of evolving an ability to have one extra attack, they're evolving abilities to be stronger and be completely different. So I guess it's both an expansion and a deviation from what Squeak Squad introduced in that sense, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool gimmick. If it's unique to this game, which I wouldn't blame if it was, but I would like to see it in other Kirby games, then yeah, it's a pretty cool gimmick to have that further enhances how much I like Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Oh yeah, remember when people thought that this was the Jamba Heart and that this would be related to Kirby Star Allies? Nah, we're not. We didn't get Kirby Star Allies 2. Instead, we got Mario Galaxy 3. Which, yes, I will keep making that joke as long as I need. Star Crossed World. The DLC that nobody expected for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but we have it anyways. And you know what? I think it's pretty good. I already said that. A bit disappointing because I was hoping for more out of it, but for what we got, it's pretty epic. Especially the soundtrack. The soundtrack for Star-Crossed World. I mean, that's personally the reason why I was excited for Star-Crossed World. I wanted to listen to new Kirby music. I got new Kirby music. It's fantastic. I love it. I never thought a volcanic island would emerge from the depths of the ocean. Oh, hold on, I haven't introduced myself, haven't I? They call me Astronomer Wall D. I study the mysteries of the universe. So he's a Kirby lore expert. According to legend, meteors have fallen to this world many times before. If this is the Star of Darkness mentioned in the legend, the star that brings disaster, Kirby, I have a really bad feeling about this. Something horrifying may be unleashed upon the world from inside there. I'm scared. Elflin, do you not know who I am? I've dealt with this, like, plenty of times before. Since, like, damn, Kirby's Adventure? That I've been dealing with these eldritch horrors that can take over the universe, can shift planets and stuff like that. Oh my god, guys, look! Mario Galaxy 3! The fact that this, Star-Crossed World with all the Starries that are basically Lumas came out in the same year as the bundle for Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, as well as the Mario Galaxy movie announcement, is just so funny to me. Like, okay, I guess Galaxy motifs are, or Galaxy or space motifs are all the rage now, I guess. They're basically power stars, but for Kirby. I mean, they're definitely not as powerful as Power Stars. Like, they're not able to, like, shift the universe and all that, but they have, like, similar concepts. The first new stage of this playthrough. Oh yeah, they give me a chance to show off Volcano Fire. Look at how fast this ability is. It's, like, so good for speedrunning. Speedrunners love using it. I saw a bunch on speedruns, and I don't blame anyone for using this ability a lot because it's so satisfying to be able to just speed through the entire game like this with this ability. I'll never get tired of looking at the backgrounds or looking at screenshots for this game. The dichotomy in this shot alone is so peak. It's so good. But yeah, the name of the game is taking stages from the original Kirby and the Forgotten Land and having a new spin on them. This is basically like side B of those levels. They take the level in a different direction and make a stage out of it that feels completely new, especially with the motif of the crystals being formed every time you hit a shimmering crystal. It's an extraterrestrial level of presentation on top of the inherently different level design of just exploring different parts of the same stage that makes the levels of Starcrossed World so interesting to me. And with a new stage comes new music that you're hearing right now. Meteor Shower's Arrival is one of my favorite level themes in this DLC pack, believe it or not. All of them are really good, but like this is such a good introductory theme for the game. It's just for the DLC. It's just so mysterious and otherworldly, but at the same time it has a lot of familiarity with the fact that it has the welcome to the new world motifs in it as well. It's just really nice to listen to. On top of that though, there's new collectibles with new ways of collecting them, like the you already saw before, but we are collecting these red starries over here, or red starry coins. There's also new figurines to collect, which, yes, there is a gotcha machine for them, which is what the starry coins are ultimately for, what their purpose ultimately serves, in order to help with 100%ing the game. Or the DLC of the game, excuse me. And in general, I just like the concept of being able to explore the levels from a different perspective. Like, this is the same city, I think, that we were driving through in the tutorial of the game. Like, you know, for the intro. But we actually get to explore from building to building, and it's really neat. Speaking of music, by the way, this theme goes way too hard for a mini-boss theme. I thought I was gonna have to dodge that, but I guess not. Oh wait, he's dead. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. No, I'm not. Okay. The whole, I'm supposed to not get hit as well by these guys. These crystallized turtle thingies. I forgot their names. Because if I do, then I miss out on a hidden starry, and I don't want to do that. I'm doing everything in one take. And then there's the starry here that requires the ice ability. So it's a good thing I have the ice ability. And then, boom, there we go. The trick is to jump as soon as he opens his mouth. That way you can dodge the attack safely. And yeah, that's the end of the level. A pretty alright introduction level to the DLC. It's absurdly pretty. Shows up the level in a different perspective. I get to actually explore the city. It's like such a banger of a level. Don't get hit by the big crystal. See, even the game doesn't know what it's called. So there's 2 levels, 2 starry levels for every single world. So of course, they had to run it back to the Arrival Mall. Of course they did. Because we yearn for the mall. Also gonna grab the cutter ability for the road. But yeah, in general, I just really like the concept and execution of starry stages, because they're basically just the EX levels from games like, oh wait, new enemy jump scare, hello Galactal. Its name is Galactal, by the way. I know what you're thinking. Let's see if you're right by the end. I thought I was gonna get hit. Get out of here. But yeah, I like the EX stages because of the fact that they remind me a lot of the EX levels from the 3DS Kirby games, especially with how they're unlocked at the end of the world after completing it fully, collecting all the collectibles and all that. Just that for Forgotten Land, the EX stages, or starry stages, A, have their own story to them, B, don't require you to collect any set number of Waldies. They just require you to beat the bosses for each world if you're doing it in the mid-game, which I am. And C, instead of taking music from older Kirby games, they make remixes of the newer songs introduced in Kirby Unforgotten. If there's extra EX stages in the future, then I want them to be handled like how Kirby Forgotten Land does the DLC for Star-Crossed World. Also, new interacting enemies with the background. Like, these guys are just here dancing and stuff. It would be just the biggest shame on the planet if I were to kill one enemy in particular, or two of them. I wasn't planning on killing the sun, but... So the level is almost over. Now we have to deal with, this stair mouth, challenge room. Which I'm perfectly okay with, so long as it doesn't fall off the ground. That's, again, another one of those examples of the 2-for-1 deals where it's like, don't let the staircase fall off. I wasn't planning on letting it fall off anyways, but now I have even more incentive to not make it fall off the stage, because then if I do, then I miss out on a starry, and I don't want to do that, because then that means that I have to restart the entire stage from scratch just to do this section again. I don't want to do that. Nice. Easy. The cutter ability just feels so good in this game. In compared to other Kirby games, it's... Huh? Excuse me, game... Huh?
A few inches later.
Back to all the starry coins here. Did I seriously miss this? Oh my god, I need to be locked up in prison. How in the world did I legitimately throw this level? How in the world did I... Oh my god. See, this is exactly why y'all should never use videos like mine as a guide for being able to 100... Can you... I don't want to talk about it. That's another reason. You are free to cringe if you like. I would be cringing too. What would make this so much worse for me is if I somehow fumble this. What's a Burningbluey video without throwing for content? I made an entire video about throwing for content. That's attack 1. You're only gonna get one attack off. Nope. And he's dead. Cool. And give me that starry. Thank you very much. This time, no confusion over missing the second starry because I actually bothered to pay attention to the stage. Okay, so that's starry flower number 4. Give me the sword ability, please. I said give me the sword ability, please. Thank you. There's a figurine here, I think. Yep. And then ditch sword immediately because volcano fire is my best friend now. It's funny because this is another thing that's gonna be different from the previous playthrough. I'm not gonna be using Meta Knight Sword basically the entire playthrough. I'm actually gonna use different abilities, which naturally I would because, like, of course, if I'm going for 100%, then I'm gonna use different abilities. But it's just funny how Meta Knight sword pilled we were when we were playing the game for the first time. Like, nothing else mattered except for that ability. So yeah, another 2-for-1 deal. Get the stairs to this destination without letting them fall. I wasn't planning on it anyways, but that's good to know. And on top of that, we get this starry as well. And that's the end of the level. Thank goodness, bro. I did not want to do that level again. Not because I didn't like it, but because, like, I already embarrassed myself enough as is. Oh yeah, this guy Star Guide Waldy gets the award for being the most useless NPC in all of Kirby, bro. Like, all he does is talk about, like, you'd think that, the Star Guide Waldy, you know, the guy that guides you to starries, would give you hints on how to get stories and levels you haven't completed. But no, he just tells you this all the time. I swear to God, when I played the game for the first time, when I played Starcross Roll for the first time, I missed a few stories and was like, okay, story guide, where am I supposed to go? And then he said, go to Everbay Coast, and it's like, I didn't collect all the stories for this one. Are you not gonna help me out? He's like, nope. I'm so glad I get to hurt wallabies in this game because then I can roast you for being terrible.